Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of how to earn 2 to 5k a month. Now then, today, all about marketing strategies. Okay, so all the specific marketing strategies that you could have. Now, but before we start, there were two things that I wanted to mention. Hi, Eulina. So, lots and lots of questions about niches and about ideal clients. Okay, so I will absolutely help you as much as I can on this training, and especially in the Q&As in the evening. So all the information you can get to me about yourself, it's got a lot to do with your journey, your experiences, your story, but also who you want to work with. Okay, so obviously I'm 51, I've got lots and lots of experiences too, but and I've got two sides to it. I've got the fibromyalgia and the Lyme disease, I've got the business side, I've got the healing and coaching side, I've got the fact that I've been in corporates and so on. But I've chosen not to work on the fibro and Lyme side. Yes, lots of people come my way who've got those sorts of illnesses, but I don't actually want to work with people like that. I hate to tell you, but we're a bit of a pain in the neck to work with. I've written a book to help people with everything I've ever learned about it, but it's not my thing. Okay, so that gives you a clue about the niching, and then you have to remember that your niche actually wants to pay. So, for instance, I love working with mums. I would say that the most difficult niche with mums, though, is mums of new babies. Just bear that in mind. And I would also say that mums are a tricky market because women, this huge generalisation, and we have plenty of gorgeous men in here, but women tend to be really good at putting other people first, very empathic and so on. And when it comes to being a mum, it kind of gets exaggerated. So mums aren't always the best because we don't put ourselves first. I'll give you an example. In the salon, when we had the salon, a mum, you'd say, right, okay, so let's rebook your haircut. As if for anybody who is in a salon of any kind, that's an important thing. Not, shall we? No, it's let's rebook, because you're helping the mum to actually prioritise themselves. They would be all of a tiswas of, well, how can I fit it in with little Johnny's Ujmi flop that's then and all the rest of it. Men, no such issue. No such issue. So, good morning, Kim. Lovely to see you. Good morning, Debbie. Yes, marketing today. Good morning, Rachel. Following your passion is massive, as long as your passion is willing to pay. Now, I've had some chats with people about money this morning, and it's always got to come from the heart, but everything has to be in fair exchange. Yeah, always. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I know we want to help so many people, but it just doesn't work. Now, yes, so on the niching side of it, I would say that that's one of the key things on my intensive training next week. So I've mentioned it very briefly. Please do message me if you want some more information ASAP, because I wasn't actually planning on mentioning it lots yet. But just to say, any of you who are really worried about pinning down your ideal client, your niche, and all of those things, that is massively on day 1 of the intensive next week. The intensive next week very much follows the same pattern as this. It's just that day 1 we do a lot of energy work and mental clearing as well, kind of clearing the decks, basically clearing the decks for a fresh new start. And we do a lot of tuning in to things like your ideal business model, the soul of your business, your ideal clients, all those sorts of things. We do lots of that. So that's very much on day 1. So I will answer as many of your questions as I possibly can here and on the Q&A. But I would admit that, like a whole day of looking at it on the intensive is going to be a bit more in depth. However, never rush these things. These things come, and your ideal client will change and tweak. Mine still is. I had some real insights on that one today. And a bit of a giggle and a bit of laugh because somebody told me ages ago and I didn't want to listen. Shelley, thanks Shelley, lovely. So, yes, and before I start on talking about marketing, because we've got lots to get through, just to let you know as well that places are really limited. Not because it's a sales technique, although I'm going to talk to you about that, but because I want to actually be able to really, really ask people and work really deeply with people. So anybody interested in working further with me, there are only 8 spaces on my business club available, and there are only 10 spaces on the intensive. If you join the business club, you get the intensive, so you can see why there's limited numbers. In total, it's 20 people. 2 places on the intensive are already gone. That's that. Right, I will talk to you more about that another time. Marketing. So, first off, how to make clients fall in love with you. That's what we're looking at. Marketing is waving, saying, hi, I'm here, come find me. So when you do good marketing, the clients feel that you wanted to be found. Sales is a chat. Good sales is a chat. It's a conversation. It's getting to know somebody with no strings attached, knowing that your product and service is fabulous, and that if they're a match, then it's your responsibility to make sure they understand it's a match. Okay? You don't want the people who aren't a match, because that doesn't work. It's bad karma. And it's not about manipulating. That's not good sales, right? Really good salespeople don't manipulate, don't try and convince, don't defend their prices, don't try and sell to everybody. So first off, you've got maybe not many clients, or you need lots of new clients. Right, the first thing those people are going to look at, completely fresh new people, is they are going to look for 2 really valuable things. These things are more valuable than money. One is social proof. So it's test cases, testimonials, case studies, that sort of stuff. They're looking for social proof. And 2, they're looking for value. They're looking for a sense of what you can do, which is what we were talking about yesterday with the freebies. We talked about free demos, free reviews, free coaching, free readings, free EFT, free healing. Short but sweet, but still, they get a real sense of who you are, right? Okay, so that's what they're looking for. Now, tomorrow, we're going to cover a lot more about organic marketing, because we're going to look at social media. But basically, everything points to your Facebook group, because that's the best place to grow a community at the moment, right? Don't forget email. You want their email addresses, because Facebook could suddenly dislike you. We've got a lot of TikTokers on here now. So we've had a big tranche of people join from TikTok. Remember that TikTok is really suddenly random and can obliterate your account overnight, and literally nothing you can do about it. So the emails are king, but in terms of social media and so on, the Facebook group is really, really important for growing that sense of community. Now, and your social media means that you are easy to find, and you don't lose potential customers. I'm in a huge Facebook group for mums. I can't tell you, I would say 75% of the social media I see, so when I'm looking at profiles and pages and stuff, is badly set up and would lose people. So yes, so that's tomorrow. Don't forget, social proof is fabulous, but walking your own talk is really, really important too. It's not good enough to just be having fabulous testimonials. You've got to walk your own talk. So that's your first step. Right, the second step is consistent social media. Hey Felicia, hey Andy, hey Naitha. So consistent social media, because sometimes there's a real sudden energetic connection with somebody, and I've had experiences of people and they just book just like that, and it really can. And there are certainly people where I've had very few touch points and I've booked with them, absolutely. But generally, it's going to be a ridiculous number of touch points, all right? And so it's a constant reminder to them of who you are, what you've got available. Often people don't say what they've got available, so it's all about that. I've been talking, give me an example, I've been talking about this course for a while on TikTok, but I've only just had people go, oh right, okay, you said you had a course? Oh, okay, I'll join. So, consistent, clear social media. I've got a lot more information on this, so you can either download the free momentum map, and there's a link in the guides for that, or there is my momentum app implementation guide, but don't buy it yet because I've got a fab offer which I might be offering you later on. Right, and that's going to take you through the 4 really key steps. So these 4 key steps are what you do social media wise. Hey Joanne. So remember yesterday we talked about your one thing. So your one service or program that fixes one problem that is for one group of people at one price. Okay, so you've got your one thing, and the reason that works is because then you've got a clear message and a clear market, and your client recognizes themselves. Don't worry, it won't put them off. Look, my group is called Mum Your Own Business. We have loads of people in here who are mums and loads of fabulous blokes as well, right? They get it. They get that the whole point to this is it's for people who are low on energy, low on time, low on resources, and want to create a streamlined business that is low on cost and still leaves plenty of time for smelling the roses. Okay, so that's your one thing, right? We talked loads about that yesterday. And then you've got your fabulous freebie. We talked loads about that yesterday, and I would just say again to remind you that it's got to be fabulous, not dull. Yeah, you can feel the energy of it. Is that fabulous? Or is it just really dull? You can tell as well, because if people don't download it, either you've sold it badly or it's dull. It's one or the other. Sometimes people create a freebie, don't sell it at all. They just think it's free. No, that doesn't work. You do have to sell it. You do. Right, so then step 3 in the map is having an incredible offer, something that jumps out of them. We're going to talk in a minute about offers. It's not definitely just discounting. That's not what an offer is, but it's got to be an incredible offer, and it's got to be well put together as a sales page and post. And that, I must admit, I'm afraid I haven't got time to go through with you guys, but that I do have a specific sales methodology to create sales pages and sales posts. It's really simple. It's not massively complicated like some of the ones that are out there. And it's what I then use for step 4, which is to create consistent social media. So you decide how often you're going to post, and you use your main sales post or your main social media post, and you can create yourself 6 weeks of posts from that using this methodology and templates that I've got for you. So what it means is that then they're learning to know you, like you, trust you, get to know what's going on with you, just getting that deeper connection to you. So consistent social media. So you've got your social proof, you've got your value, you've got your clear message, great freebie, fabulous offer that's really good value, consistent social media. Right. And sometimes that's enough. So depending on what you do, so for instance, I'm going to use Jo Pick, and lots of you know Jo in here. I'm going to use Jo as an example. She'll get loads of people booking in with her for her Tappy Jo work, just through that, just through word of mouth, people knowing her, putting posts out there, recommendations. She has got a group, but it's just kind of like consistent stuff that just keeps rolling along. And for those of you who've got salons, I really recommend that you would add in a new client pack to encourage them to behave in the way that you want, and a massive recommend a friend program. I mean, I have a recommendation program, an affiliate program. I would 100% reward you guys for recommending me. So if you haven't seen the awards, don't forget that if you've recommended people and 3 of those people book on the intensive, you get your space free. If you're in my business club and you recommend anything, you get an affiliate fee of 50%. Just saying. Because, and I learned that from the salon. It's just really important. But sometimes that consistency is not enough. Saying hello, hi everybody. Now, any questions so far? How many of you are consistent with your social media posting at least 3 times a week? How many of you are managing that? Pop a message in. Tell me if you're managing that. And if you're on the replay, don't forget to tell me that you're on the replay. I do like to know when people watch as well. So, launches. Sometimes you've got to have a launch, right? You've got to have a launch because you've got a new program or a new service. You've got a membership that you only open the doors to just every now and again. You've got, you're just about to run an intensive like I am. You're just about to run a masterclass. You're just about to run a group program. Kim, just about. Okay. And Rachel, you are. But you don't think your content's what it should be. Yeah, Joanne, give yourself a bit of time on that one. Andy, you post most days. Well done. Well done. That's really good. That's really, really good. Joanne, probably it's just experience and just coming from the heart and letting it go a little bit more. Not as good as Debbie. Okay, so Debbie is the one that we need to be looking at for consistent social media. Cool. Right, so the other reason why you might want to do a launch is because your group is dead as a doornail. Doornail? Dodo? Doornail? And you need, and although you're doing fabulous things in there, we're going to talk about that tomorrow, and it's all brilliant, you're just getting no engagement. And Facebook likes engagement, and if you're not getting any engagement, then Facebook's not going to tell anybody or show anybody your posts, and it then gets deader and deader and deader. So you do a launch, okay? Debbie, about your post, yes, but need to think more about the know, you, like, and trust. Yeah. And Joanne, you're a total overthinker. Yeah, but you're like me, aren't you? IT for 13 years. So, yeah. This is why my TikToks, I've got 2 TikTok accounts. One is doing really well. One's really, really new. So it's teensy wincy. I don't do TikTok. Well, look, I would love hundreds of thousands of followers. Don't get me wrong. I would. And I would probably then do the huge percentage of my marketing over on TikTok, I have to say. But that's not why I do TikTok. I do TikTok for my soul because TikTok was massively healing for me. I think creativity is just so important for the soul. So TikTok taught me a lot about that. It's a bit silly. That was really good for me. It was a really bad time in my life. Well, no, I was coming out of a really bad time in my life. So yeah, I get loads of engagement from my TikToks. Not on TikTok, on Instagram, my stories, my Facebook, my groups, and so on. Yeah, I've got a great little group if you do want to look at it. It is different. I think I'm going to actually have to run some training about this. After this training, I'm going to put together a manual because I've already got the training. I just need to put it all together. And then I may have to just do a day's thing on it. Because you don't want to start wrong on TikTok, I have to say. It's different. It's different. Right, so this is why you would want a launch. Okay, so get a buzz going. But launches are like building projects. They take a hell of a lot longer than you think they're going to. So please bear that in mind when you're looking at your plans and trying to fit them into a year. Okay, and depending on what you're actually trying to launch affects the price and the length of time of the launch. All right, so I'm going to give you some examples about this. And so therefore you need to then consider how many times a year you want to launch. I mean, I have to say, as a mum, one of the most frustrating things, a mum selling to mums with kids in schools, I have this window of opportunity with a half term locked in some way. It's just it's really tricky to fit in. It's really tricky sometimes to fit in. Goodness knows what we'll do if they decide to change it to a 5-term year. Because there's going to be these great big sections of holidays. So bear that in mind. Bear holidays in mind. Bear half terms and things like that in mind. So examples of launch processes. So you could have a free challenge like this, okay? And that could move towards an intensive. Mine is a 3-day intensive. Some people would do a massive kind of like 6-week intensive. So mine is 3 days because all the research I did suggested that people wanted to bam, focus, get it done, because we've all been stuck inside for so long, right? But many intensives would be over a number of weeks instead, like more like a group program. So you could have an intensive or a group program spread out over there, leading into either a higher priced membership or a lower priced membership, okay? At the moment, my intensive this time is a founder's rate, so it's £99. It's not going to be £99, it's going to be £299. So, you know, it's going to be of a similar price to my membership. But my business plan long further down the line, when I know that I'm not going to have space in my business club for people, is instead more of a 3 to 6 month business intensive. So it'll be very different. That will be my plan. Right, so yes, so your membership at the end could be more expensive or less expensive depending on where you're at. So that would be like where you'd go with a free challenge, or you can just do free training. Now, I was doing free weekly training, I really was, but this group was just dead. I'd been what they call friend zoned. Don't worry, anybody in here who's been in here a long time, I have no issue with it, but it is an issue some of you will experience. Some advice when you've been friend zoned, some people would actually say, kill the group. That's what they would say. They'd say, kill the group, start it from scratch. But I was very fond of it and very fond of the people in here. And so I really didn't want to start from scratch. That's why I wanted to create like a really exciting challenge. And luckily, it's all worked. But you can just do free training. I know somebody fabulous who mainly just does, you know, weekly free training, and it's really reliable and everybody knows, so everybody tunes in. But at the same point in time, I have to say I'm in a lot of groups with, you know, businessy, coachy types peoples, and some of the free training is dull. So if you do that, make sure it's not dull. Right, so you could have free training that promotes a monthly masterclass. So let's say you were going to do a monthly masterclass about the law of attraction. You could do a free training that just introduces it, and then you could go really in depth into a masterclass and then create a membership that helps people use the law of attraction to create the life of their dreams, right? So that would be one of the things. You could do a free training on, there's a lot of, you know, recovery coaches in here. So you could do a free training for people who are currently living with an addiction, or they've been on TikTok and they've been drinking too much. There is a huge encouragement of it. And that could lead them, so it could just be a recognizing if you've got an issue training, for instance, and that could then lead them onto a masterclass that said, many of you with these tips to attend this masterclass, and it could just take them through the simplest things that they could do to knock it on the head. And then anybody who doesn't manage to from there knows they've therefore got a proper problem, and they're going to have to either come into a one-to-one program with you or a group membership program with you. See how it works? Right. How long, oh, I'm talking too long again, sorry. How long could a launch take? Right. If this is your first launch, let's get real about this. How many of you guys have done like big launches and underestimated how long it's going to take? Let me know. So I want to say to you, challenges are fun, right? I love this. I'm loving it, but they are also exhausting. There is no point running any kind of launch if you're not going to do it properly. So you're not going to do enough research, enough promotion, run it well, have enough time to actually run it well with enough preparation. Don't throw things. I am a perfectionist. I'm a recovering perfectionist, but I'm not suggesting you just throw something randomly out there. You definitely want to prepare for it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but then you've got to actually sell at the end. Remember the fair exchange, okay? Sell with no expectations, right? So Step 1 is research. You're going to need 2 to 3 weeks worth of research first time round. And from then on, you may do less research, but you may still tweak because things change. Think about lockdown, right? So 2 to 3 weeks to start off with. And during that time, you'll also be doing lots of organic marketing that we'll talk about tomorrow. Okay. Then you've got a week to tease the fact there's something coming out. So I've got something, I'm putting something together that's really exciting. I've been talking to loads and loads of people about this. Do you have this problem? You're going to be, you really want to know what I've got coming up. That sort of thing. Tease it out, right? So you build in that buzz, that anticipation, that energy. Then you've got 2 to 3 weeks of promotion. So lots of direct stuff, lots of organic marketing. Properly promote it. Then you've got a week to run it. Unless you decide to do a really long one, I do not recommend as mums a really, really long one. My mentor did it initially to get his business really, really rolling. He did a crazy, it was 100, no, yeah, it was 30 days, 100 people in his challenge, and he did all sorts of crazy things during that 30 days. It certainly built a buzz, but there we go. Don't normally get phone calls. Yeah, certainly built a buzz, but wow. Personally, I would stick to 3 days or 5 days. 3 days is lovely because 3 days means that you have got a day to prepare and a day at the end to kind of close down the energy. I'm all about the energy of the group. So you set the intention on the first day and you close down the energy on the last day. I like 3 days. 5 days, I wouldn't go longer than that, but you could if you wanted to. So 1 week to run. Then you've got a week where you'll be, so at the end of the challenge, so it's a little bit longer, you've got a week to close it down and sell and help anybody who's still kind of catching up. Yeah, so actually, I don't know if I've put that one in, but when you do a challenge, you can either leave it in like I have done, so I'm going to leave this in, not forever, but I'm certainly going to leave this in for a while because that works for my intention, right? Other people remove them and that forces people to use your challenge and it kind of pushes them into the closing week as well. I have found that when I ran a challenge and then everybody said, oh, I'm terribly behind, can I have another week? And I agreed to give another week, that my sales were pants the week after because I'd lost the energy of it. All right, so I won't be doing that. I will have a closing point, and when it closes, however many people do or don't come in. So when you run a challenge, you can leave it in, you can remove it, or you can run it in a separate group. Personally, I don't recommend that. But the whole point to everything is your group. The whole point to everything is the energy within your group. If you normally do a whole pile of things during the week, don't do them. Run the challenge instead. That's my recommendation. If you're being advised to create a new group so that you can basically filter off emails, don't have a download. Talking of which, I have a download for you. I'm not doing that because I want your emails. I'm doing that because it's fab and it's really cute and it's a checklist. So yeah, but I do. At the end of this, I will post my social media Chisel checklist. Just click on the link to download it. So, right. So let me just go through that again. 2 to 3 weeks research, 1 week to tease it, 2 to 3 weeks to promote it, 1 week to run it, 1 week to close it and sell whatever you're going to sell at the end of it, 1 week to collect testimonials, review, sit back, see how it went. Always do that at the end of everything. And sometimes it might be relevant from having gone through your reviews and worked out where everybody is at, it might be relevant to offer a lower bump down offer to people, a special put together thing that you realise that maybe there's loads of people who would have loved your offer but they're just not ready. So offer them something else that will help them so that they're there for you next time, potentially. Debbie, social media checklist. Yes, it is. I really like it. It's cute. It is really cute. So you are looking for your launch anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks. Right, let's be real. And if your launch has multiple steps, so 4 to 12 weeks for your launch, and then you're running your intermediary thing, and then you're running your next thing. And then, like me, you end up completely caught by the school malarkey. So I didn't want to run it straight after everybody went back to school, so hence I'm running this free challenge this week. But then I've got Easter going straight up. Hence the intensive is next week. If you're wondering why it's so soon, I wouldn't plan on doing that, but I didn't want to run it in Easter. So, that's where it goes. So just think about how it all fits together, yeah? Some people, there are some huge names. I don't know if any of you follow Denise Duffield-Thomas. Some of them do one launch a year, and it is huge. Huge. She's a massive introvert. She hates launching. She does this one launch a year, and that's it. And it's massive. Now, we're saying, Roma, checklists are brilliant to help focus thinking, motivate yourself, and stay on track with what you're offering. Yeah, I mean, a checklist. I just love a checklist. Oh, Kim, I'm glad it's so useful. So glad. You love DDT. DDT, have I missed? What's DDT? Right. If I just scared the malarkey out of you with, I was going to say scared the shit out of you. So if I just scared the shit out of you with my launch and how long it takes thing, you can do... Oh, Denise Duffield-Thomas. Yes. Sorry, my brain. Once I said it, it's gone. If I've just scared the shit out of you about launches, you can do mini launches. You can. So you can do mini launch where you maybe want to do something to get some more buzz going, but what you want to do is weekly fabulous training or weekly hot seat coaching that's like off the scale valuable. Or there's a lovely TikTok coach I know. She was doing weekly TikTok reviews, and then now that she's quite successful and she's got a big group going, she's not doing them anymore. But that sort of thing. So you can do weekly training or a monthly webinar. So you can do weekly training that promotes a monthly webinar, and you just run it over and over again. There's even software where once you've got a webinar that works, that you can actually run it again, and people. It's a bit weird. I'm not honestly sure what I think about it. I don't feel the energy from the rerun, you see. So you're watching it and supposedly people are commenting, and I'm not sure. Hey Joanne, lovely to see you. So, right, we talked about marketing. So you had your new people with the social proof and value, you had your consistent marketing, you have your launch or your mini launch to build some buzzes, and then at the end obviously you're going to sell, so you create an offer. Okay, so you're obviously probably going to have some kind of exciting offer or bonus. So I wanted to give you some ideas about what sort of things you could have here. Discounts I don't recommend, only in times of a founder's price. So obviously the intensive next week is a founder's price, or early birds. I mean, early birds are fabulous people. You know, they follow their intuition and they book straight away, so they deserve it. But apart from that, I don't recommend discounts. It devalues what you do. When you're starting out, there's a few of you starting out in business though, that's a slightly different situation. Set your price where it should be, and then set it lower for now. Yeah, but set your price where it should be. Right. So what you want to do is you want to add bonuses. You want to add encouragements to buy, but they must be real. Don't make them up. Okay. So you've got timed offers that are only available for a period of time. You've got bundles. So you put together things. This is the sort of thing I normally do on Black Friday. Yeah, Black Friday, by the way, is November. If you want to do a Black Friday offer, you want to start planning it in September. So that gives you an idea of how long. But bundle offers, you know, add templates, add checklists, add downloads, add trainings, add things together, put them into a nice bundle. Open and closing doors, especially for group programs and memberships. I didn't, but now I am. And the reason is because anybody who joins my business club now, you get the business intensive next week, but also I'm actually going to run you through the momentum map all together as a month's intensive. So that's why I want everybody to join at the same time. Just makes my life easy. That's all. Let's be completely honest about it. It makes my life easy, and it's nice for you guys to all join at the same time. I think that Jo would say that, when she joined and she was joined on her own at a different stage from everybody else that was in there. It's nice, you've got lots of attention, but it'd be nice to be with other people at the same time. So there's going to be extra special clinics for anybody who joins. Scarcity. So this is where you've got limited numbers or limited runs per year. Again, has got to be real, and you have got to stick to your numbers. You can't say, oh, it's there's only 20 spaces, and then let 5 more people in. You can have a waiting list. You can rerun it. You can go, 5 more people have demanded it, therefore I'm going to rerun it. You can do that, but yeah, you can't. So, just saying, 8 spaces on my business club, 10 spaces on the intensive only. The business club includes the intensive. Early adopter bonus. Yep. And I don't plan early enough for me to ever offer an early adopter bonus. So don't do what I do. Yeah. Price increases on the way. By the way, anybody in here on an EFT practitioner who hasn't connected to Jo Picken yet, her prices are going up. And if I have my way, they're going to go up again after that. So, yeah. So, there you go. Loads of bonuses, loads of things. Again, all of this is about tuning into you, the soul of your business, the soul of your clients. Where are they at? It's that combo. What is sales? I talked about this already. Sales is a chat. Sales is about getting to know people. We are going to talk about it again tomorrow because there are some sales techniques on social media that drive me mad. And we have lots of MLMs in here, so I want you to listen to this bit. Somebody somewhere is telling network marketers bad advice. I'm a huge fan of network marketing. For everybody else in here who's not in network marketing, the future is multiple sources of income. Right, I want you to get this shizzle sorted out first. I want you to get your business to a reliable amount. But the future is multiple sources of income, absolutely. And network marketing is great for that. There are huge downsides. I've had some big disasters with network marketing, but I'm also very passionate about it. So just saying, Rachel, yeah, so true. So, because of course you're into Terra, so So when you connect with somebody, when you're in a sales process, it's a chat. Just ignore the sales bit. It's a chat. It's about getting to know them. These people may not actually be your ideal clients. You don't even have to go there yet. Firstly, you want to find out about them. See if they're a match. See if they have a need. Do they have a need? Right? Don't just make sure they have a need first, right? Filter out the people who are not a match. That's great. If your social media posts filter out the people who are not a match to you, that's fabulous. I find it really shocking. I think that this year, as I've come much more into my own, I've had many more unsubscribes. Now, I know that you guys are here, so you like me, and that's fab. But I've had a lot of unsubscribes because I've come out quite heavily against the 10K a month coaching programs. I've come out against a number of different things. I'm not massively judgmental, people, but there are some things that get me mad. And taking the piss out of people like you who are empathic and creative and full of ideas and a bit ADHD-ish, and I adore you all, and it really gets my goat. So I think the thing is though, I have a high efficiency enjoyment, and sometimes with sales, you're trying to be too efficient. Don't sell until they're ready. Don't offer them something. Selling is offering. Don't offer them anything until they're ready. Make sure you turn things in terms of what how they talk, not how we talk. Yeah? Handle their objections. Think about it. Think about their situation. I've talked too long. I'm really sorry again. Don't ever be desperate to sell, because that puts people off. Always sell the benefits. They don't care very much about us, the techie stuff behind it, the features of our stuff. They only look at that at the end. They care about the fact they've got a pain and they want it fixed, and they want to visualize this new future of where they're going. That's what they want. They don't even care that much about your qualifications. Not massively. I know we've spent thousands of pounds qualifying and all the rest of it, but they don't care. They really don't. Now, finally, there is one downside to organic marketing. One downside, and that is that organic marketing is massively affected by your vibe. And I separate this into two parts. And on day one of the intensive, we're really going to go into this in depth, because there's a lot of teaching of the law of attraction. Now, you won't know this because you've just heard me talking about business all this time, but I studied with a guy called Dr. DeMartini, who is in The Secret, funnily enough, and he teaches very deep esoteric and metaphysic stuff, going all the way back to the Egyptians, and a lot of science. All right, so that's where my training has come from, and I've also studied a lot of Matt Kahn, if anyone's come across that. So it's very 5D. Okay, so the law of attraction is not quite what they say it is. So we're going to talk about that because it's really important. Let's just say there's just no blame, but there should never be any blame about what you have or haven't attracted and created into your life. And so there's two parts to you. There's what they talk about loads, about your vibe and your positive mental attitude and your thoughts and all of that stuff. And for some people, this works really, really well, but that's because they're unaware of the fact that their battery is full. If your battery isn't full, you can vibe it all you like. You can do all the general law of attraction stuff as much as you like, but it's going to fail because your inner power is gone. And this happens a lot to mums, happens a lot to people like myself who've got fibre and Lyme disease, happens a lot to empaths, happens a lot to business owners. So it's kind of like one of those things are happening. So if at the moment you can literally think something and it happens, well done. That means that your battery is full, your vibe is good, and you're in the flow, and that's brilliant. But if not, then you need to work on, worry less about what you're thinking in your affirmations, worry more about your inner battery, worry more about taking care of yourself physically and taking care of yourself spiritually and creativity, which is why TikTok is so healing, because it heals this inner battery. Yeah. Still, I talk about it a lot, don't I? Very passionate about TikTok. Yeah, does it make sense, Debbie? The battery full thing, basically. It's about nurturing that joy. It's even more than gratitude. It's about really nurturing that passion and that joy and so on. So that's why we do that. Andy, your batteries are recharging now. Brilliant. Brilliant. So you can feel that sense of it. And the problem is that your vibe actually sucks the battery dry if there isn't enough there. It's a very common mum thing, you know, to get very, very, very low. But just remember, there's these two bits. Love creatively filling your battery. Yeah, Irene. And see, you've got someone like Irene who's like got loads going on. You're a nurse and a healer and mum. But you're good at looking after yourself, aren't you? So there we go. That is day 2, marketing. So I'm sure that you're going to have loads and loads of questions for me tonight. Tonight is really dead on the dot, 7 to 8 o'clock. In fact, 7 to just before 8 o'clock, I'll be closing down the doors because I've got my shuffling class, because I've been learning to shuffle because I'm rubbish at it, and I met somebody on TikTok. That I mentioned TikTok enough for you, but it's brilliant. Like I said to you, I have fibre and Lyme disease. Nobody wanted to touch me with a barge pole. I found somebody who had enough experience to actually be able to support me without killing me. You talk to your mums about filling the battery. Brilliant. Kim, yes, exactly. And your own battery. We often do forget ourselves, Debbie. But you know, that's just who we are. It's fine. As long as we're aware of it, we can sort something out. So lovely ladies, I'm sorry, I did say I was going to try and keep these trainings to 30 to 40 minutes and I'm just overdoing it, but not by much, nearly there. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know. You're very welcome to send me questions. Put questions on here. If you can't come tonight, I will scroll through them. And I will see you all tonight. Oh, social media Chisel. I will drop the link to that as well now. Make sure you download it ready for tomorrow. See you guys. Bye.